Today, I'd like to show you how you can 3-star all of this week's trials in just 2 matches without having really any prior preparation. You don't need any specific blueprints or anything like that. We're going to do the throw snowballs at Rocketeers, damage flying arc enemies, open arc probes, and destroy fireballs on the same map. And then we can go to deal damage to shredders on Stellar Montis night raids. Let's talk about how we do this, with the most interesting being throwing snowballs at Rocketeers. Snowballs will spawn in clumps around most buildings across all of the maps. You can interact with it to get one snowball, and they spawn like crazy, so you won't have any difficulty finding them. What you might not know is you can pick up a snowball, wait about 2 seconds, and then pick up another snowball from that exact same point. So, whilst it may be worth spending one run preparing by getting a bunch of snowballs together, you don't really need to, and in fact, if you choose the right location to fight the Rocketeer, you can find snowballs right there ready to go. I would recommend, though, spending the time to get 20 to 25 snowballs first, and then you can get more later on if you need. You don't need to bring in hundreds, you can find them right there when you need it. To get a 3-star trial, you're going to need to throw 16 snowballs at the Rocketeer, which isn't going to be easy because it's flying around in the air. So how do we get it to the ground? There are 2 ways to do it. You could throw a showstopper or a hornet driver, which can be looted from any hornet that you've killed nearby, to stun it and hope that it lands on its back. This is a possible strategy, but for me, this requires a lot more luck, skill, timing, and RNG. It just doesn't seem to work out too well for me. The more consistent strategy is to shoot the Rocketeer's thrusters. You're going to want to take 2 thrusters down on one side of the Rocketeer, whether that's the back, front, or left or right. It just need to be 2 thrusters on the same side. Don't shoot any other part of the Rocketeer. You got to only focus on the thrusters, because if you damage any other part, it may just end up exploding before you manage to get both thrusters off, because it's going to take a lot of damage. Now, once both thrusters are off, it's going to fall down to the ground, and it won't be able to fly back into the air. You're going to have quite a while now to pelt as many snowballs as you can at it. Now, depending on the Rocketeer's health, it may just end up exploding after a while, because each snowball actually does do 1 damage, believe it or not. But this is going to be easily enough time for you to get the 3-star trial. In fact, I got 9,500 points without really even trying. I'm sure if you did this with a squad of friends, you could probably get 100,000 or more quite easily. It's ridiculous. Right, once you've done that, you can destroy the Rocketeer if you haven't already, and you'll already be somewhat of the way through damage flying arc enemies. So if you wanted to continue this run, you very well could. Now all you need to do is go and shoot down a bunch of wasps, hornets, and other Rocketeers. One of these strategies that I found really well is just to shoot the snitches. They'll come your way and then spawn in waves of wasps and hornets. It just makes it really efficient. You don't really need to go anywhere besides somewhere really high up, like the Grandioso apartment buildings, for example. Shoot a few snitches and the rest will come to you. After destroying a few groups of snitches and hornets, you should be at 4-star in no time. There'll also be another Rocketeer later on in the match. Just keep in mind that Rocketeers don't spawn as often in Cold Snap compared to, say, a Night Raid, and a lot of people will be wanting to throw their own snowballs at Rocketeers, so try not to kill Rocketeers. Maybe just do enough damage to their thrusters so that other nearby players can also take advantage of this cool little strategy, and you can get some more damage done to flying arc enemies. That part's not really hard. Now, for opening arc probes, whilst you're on the map, you may as well look out. You're in a 2x event already. They will still have smoke pluming in the air for you to keep an eye out on. Any crashed arc probe will send out smoke into the air. So, once again, whilst you're looking for the wasps and hornets early on, when you've got height across the map, just look out for any smoke pillowing into the air. And remember to go towards that location to loot the probes. And if you come near any, they'll appear on your minimap. You can open the map to see. So as you're walking through the map, just open up the minimap from time to time, and you'll be surprised at how many you'll spot. You only need to open and loot 3 arc probes to get the 4-star. And the good news is, you can open someone else's hard work. So if someone else has breached it and opened it, you literally just need to loot it for a second, and it will get you the points. For the fireballs, you need to kill 6 of these in a 2x event. If you're in Cold Snap, then yeah, pretty much ready to go, right? I like doing this on Buried City because of the nice route from Grandioso Apartments, where you can shoot a Rocketeer. There's a snowball pile on the roof of Grandioso. And then you can go into the underground area, right, where all the metros are, and there's always fireballs down there. And what's really nice, usually in a 2x event, say like the night raid on Buried City, the metro is closed off. But in the cold snap, it's still a 2x, but it's open, which means you can get access to all of the fireballs that spawn down there. And once they're eliminated in one side of the metro, what you can do is call the train in, go across the train, and then you'll be able to quickly go to the other side of the metro. Most metros have 4 different entrances, all of which can have fireballs in. It's not really hard to get 6 kills here, or at least find 6 fireballs, that is. And you'll also find them all over pretty much every other building. Hospital, space travel, research and administration, Galleria. So if you still need some, you can check the buildings nearby. And then you're done. You've done the fireballs, arc probes, flying arc enemies, and thrown snowballs at Rocketeers in a single match. Now it's time for damaging shredders. You'll need to eliminate 6 shredders on a normal Stella Montis map to get the 3-star trial, or in a night raid, you'll need to kill 3. I would highly recommend waiting for a night raid, because it's not that they are hard to kill necessarily once you've got the strategy down, but everybody is killing shredders right now because they're all doing the trial, which means trying to find enough shredders in a day raid sometimes feels pretty impossible. And that's quite funny to say because they spawn everywhere. It's just difficult. Eliminating 3 shredders is far more worthwhile. Trust me, I tried. Now, let's talk about the best strategy to kill the shredders. There really are many ways to do it. A couple snap blast grenades to the bottom will destroy a shredder. 5 impact grenades thrown at the bottom will destroy it as well. So you could come prepared with some explosives. Or you could find the explosives in the match. The synthesized fuel works really well as a makeshift explosive, and they are all over the lobby area in Stella. Now, when it comes to weapons, the anvil is a great choice, or the Il Toro works surprisingly well. Just aim at the thrusters and take out each of the 3 thrusters, and it'll be destroyed in no time. The great thing about looting the shredders is you'll get shotgun ammo, so you don't really need to bring in much ammo because you'll constantly get more as you loot the shredders. Make sure to loot the shredder gyros as well, because you'll need those for the expedition later on. It's a new requirement for this expedition. It's a little bit different to the first time. Overall, there are many ways to destroy the shredder, but the overall strategy remains the same. Basically, find some kind of cover that you can just run around in circles, peek in and out shooting the shredder, and when it's about to fire, go back behind cover, and then peek in and out again. It's a strategy that's quite easy to perfect. You've got plenty of time between each sort of attack animation to get behind cover when it first makes its first attack sound, so don't get impatient, take your time, and these things will be done in no time. Shredders spawn in the lobby, they spawn in the sandbox area, there's one in the loading bay metro, there's a bunch in cultural archives, and one in the Seed Vault metro as well, or the Seed Vault escape area. There's also one in assembly workshops, just between assembly workshops and medical research, so you'll find a bunch about. If you're struggling to do it, you could always use Metaforge to find a map of them. Hopefully this video was helpful for you, and if you did find it useful, please consider subscribing for more Art Creators content, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheerio!